Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. As always, I'm your host, Mayor Patemi. Getting right back into it here, we're going to take a look at the Los Angeles Lakers Game 3 against the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. Minnesota finally hosting a game in this series. The next two games, obviously, Game 3 and Game 4, splitting with the Los Angeles Lakers in LA. And we're going to take a look at the keys for both of these teams for this Game 3 and what to really expect from both of them overall, because this is a massive game, and whoever wins this game really takes control of this series. Game 3 and Game 4 are over the weekend, so we'll honestly preview both of these games. But before I move any further, I'd like to remind you guys to please like and follow the show for more GSMC Sports Network content. Also, we get a number of questions that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on air, I ask that you use the tips and donations link at GSMC Podcast for your questions. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I see it, and it also really helps out the show. Again, the link is gsmcpodcast.net for all your questions and comments. And I've said it before, you guys are a big part of what we do here at the GSMC Sports Network. Your comments, both positive and negative, let us know what you guys think. Let us know what we're doing well so we can keep doing it. Let us know what we can improve upon so we can fix those. Let us know what you guys want to hear more of. Overall, you guys are a big part of what we do here, so we appreciate all of the comments, all the questions, you keeping it interactive, and we appreciate you guys for being here. But getting right back into it here, we got the Los Angeles Lakers and Minnesota Timberwolves, a series that has been really circled for a lot of people in the NBA world, a lot of NBA fans, including myself. I thought this series was going to be a 6-game series. I thought the Los Angeles Lakers were going to stroll through LA. We're going to go into Minnesota, split in Minnesota, and Minnesota probably win Game 5, and then they go back to Minnesota and win Game 6. The Lakers win Game 6 to end this one. That's how I saw it going. Oh, I was mistaken. I was very mistaken because Game 1, Anthony Edwards decided to flip the script on the whole series. Showing up in Game 1, shooting 50% from three-point range. The Minnesota Timberwolves as a whole playing unbelievable basketball. Anthony Edwards being a third high-scoring player on this team in this game. Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid shooting massive threes, playing unbelievable team basketball. Just overall, the team was playing unbelievable team basketball, shooting the lights out, and the Lakers on the other side just not getting a lot of production outside of Luka Dončić in that Game 1, especially from that bench that we've lamented down the stretch here with this Lakers team over the last couple weeks. But outside of that, Game 2 was a little bit more of a different story. The Timberwolves shooting much worse, do not get me wrong. Anthony Edwards, still 25 points. Julius Randle playing a better game with 27. But those other two guys, of course, like I mentioned, Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, the Mike Conleys of the world, the Nickeil Alexanders of the world, the shooters for this team did not show up. Not out of the bunch, Naz Reid with the highest points out of the 4 with 9. If you're the Minnesota Timberwolves, you cannot expect to win games with getting that sort of production out of those core group of guys. Because in the same way that the Lakers value their big 3, the Minnesota Timberwolves have a great team, and they're similarly stacked up in terms of offensive production because their 4 guys can mean more than the LeBrons and the Austin Reeves combined. Their 4 guys are better as a team than these individuals. They play more team basketball versus individual basketball that the Lakers do with their big 3. So, overall, I also think the Lakers kind of played a little bit more through Luka Dončić in the second game, letting Luka just run the show a little bit more, facilitate the offense, give him the reins, and LeBron taking a step back in that Game 2. So, I think that played a big role, and honestly, the efficiency for this Lakers team went through the roof. I don't think this has a big deal to do with what happened, but the Lakers' defense is a very, very underrated thing. Was a very underrated part of that Game 2. Holding the Minnesota Timberwolves to 85 points is one thing. But I believe they held the Timberwolves to like They held the Timberwolves to 15 points in the first quarter, held them to 20 points in the fourth quarter. Like, to do that to a team like the Minnesota Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards, who's a superstar in the making in this league, with a Julius Randle, a Rudy Gobert, they still have they have a great team. Hold them to 85 points is unreal. Flat out unreal. This is not the Houston Rockets that can show up against Golden State in game one with a very young team, a growing offensive team, and struggle. That is not the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is the same Minnesota Timberwolves team that scored 140 in a double overtime game against the Denver Nuggets. Beat the Denver Nuggets in a 7-game series after the Nuggets won the NBA Finals in 2022. This Timberwolves team is scrappy, is feisty, is great. It's a great gritty team that pulls out gritty wins. And for the Lakers to hold that team to 85 points is just something special. It's just something that's being heavily underrated for this Lakers team. But I still stand by what I say, that they still need more production from their bench. They still need better play overall from their team. From their bench, their top three is still doing their thing. Luka averaging 30 points in this series. LeBron with 21 in game 2. Austin Reeves with 16. But they need the Rui Hachimuras of the world to step up. They need Gabe Vincent. They need Dorian Finney-Smith. They need Jackson Hayes. I know Jackson Hayes is going up against a Defensive Player of the Year candidate for the last 5 years in a row in Rudy Gobert. But still, you just need production out of these guys. If you want a chance to win these series, this is round 1 at the end of the day too. These rounds, round 1 has to set you guys up for how you play in round 2. You need to build off of each performance. If you're the Los Angeles Lakers, and you have to have that mindset. If you're going to into every game with a fresh, clean slate mindset, it's not going to work. You have to build up on each game. Take the goods of each game, take the bads of every single game. That's what the Lakers need to do in terms of their young guys, in terms of their bench, to give them more confidence, give them more confidence to be able to rely on themselves, and for you to rely on them. So overall, I think the Lakers have the pieces, they have the guys, the mentorship to make this team work, but they just need more emphasis in putting faith in these guys, in these young guys, in these bench players, and more emphasis on their defense. They need to show up in game 3 with that same mentality that they did in game 2. I'm not crazy. The Minnesota Timberwolves are going to show up with their heads on fire, with their hair on fire, wanting to burn the whole building down, wanting to take it straight to the Los Angeles Lakers, the way the Lakers did to them in game 2, the way they did to the Lakers in game 1. That is what they're looking to do in Minnesota, feeding off that crowd. No question, that's what they want to do. But the Lakers need to figure out a way to either stay in striking distance of the Minnesota Timberwolves, or keep up pace with them, or defend that 3-point shot, play stellar defense, because you need to do one of those. If you do neither of those 3 things and you let this game get away from you, it's going to be an exact replica of game 1, because Anthony Edwards is going to show up like a superstar, the superstar closer that he is, and just shut down your offense, shut down any momentum you guys create, because he's a player that can create his own shot, and is lethal from the 3-point from beyond the 3-point arc. So he's able to facilitate his own offense. He's going to shut down momentum swings by himself. Unless we're going to see the Anthony Edwards Luka Dončić duel like from the Wild Wild West, I really think the Lakers need to stay in striking distance if they want it. If they want any chance of stealing this one, this is one of those games that the Lakers need to steal. I don't think this is a game like game 3 where they can sneak up on the way the New York Knicks did on the Pistons, take early momentum and keep it, because I just think the Timberwolves are on a different level than the Detroit Pistons. But Luka Dončić just needs to go crazy in this game. He needs to have flashbacks of himself in Dallas and just go absolutely ballistic in this one. So I don't know. I think this one's going to be split once again. I think we're going to get a split game 3, game 4 going back to LA. If the Lakers win both of these games, this series is over. And maybe not game 5, but game 6 for sure. This series is over in 6 games. If Minnesota wins these next 2 games, I'm picking them to win, and honestly, I'd probably pick them to beat. Well, obviously, I'm picking them to beat the Lakers, but it's a question of when. Do I think they'll win game 5? Absolutely not. I think Luka goes crazy and LeBron goes crazy. Game 6, maybe. Either game 6 or game 7 is when the Minnesota Timberwolves take out the Lakers then. If the Lakers go up 3-1, though, I could see them winning in 6 games. That's just my take on it. But I'm going to take another short break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. We're going to switch gears back to last night's slate of games, back to recapping. Thunder coming back from 29 points down in what was a stellar point performance from both SGA and the whole Thunder's team in the second half. We're going to take a look at the keys to this one and give a little bit of an update on Ja Morant and his injury situation. I'll give a little bit of an update on Ja Morant's injury. So I'm going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at Oklahoma City Thunder basketball.